a function. So do you have any doubt, any question till there?
No, sir.
Okay, now we'll move for random integer function. So this is our list. We'll check, like here we import from random, import random integer rand int. Okay, then what it will do, randomly it will return the integer value when we use a random function. So here if you see, random return random integer in range a to b, so whatever the range you give, start or end, including both endpoints. So this is a random integer. Let me store into a variable and print it. So it printed this time a, next time 9, 10. So randomly it is printing, right?
Yes, sir.
So range we have given, it should print between 0 to 10. Due to that, it is printing randomly. And this is feasible only because we imported from random package. We imported random integer function. Input function we already saw. Maybe you have already used it as well, right? Suppose here is the input function that is stored into b variable, and please enter your name. You have already gone through it, right?
Yes, sir.
You can say please enter your name. I said Sushil. Good morning, Sushil. So this is the input function. So till here everything clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, so we'll move for the next set of now list comprehension. Okay, we saw the list part, right? Earlier.
Yes, sir.
What is list?
Yeah, so basically, it's an immutable means basically the list is mutable, and it is similar as an array, and we can, what we can say, we can store multiple data types as well.
Okay, so list comprehension. So what happens? List comprehension allow us to build our list using a different notation. So we'll see here. Convert normal word into list. Okay, so this is our word, hello world. So how list comprehension works? So this is the format. X for this, there is a for loop, like we use our for normal for loop, correct? So for from hello world, it will repeat the loop until this word exists, and it will store into X. At that, it will keep adding the value into X, and again we are transferring it to list one. Let me display it. Clear? So this is our hello world, and we converted the word into the list. Clear?
Yes, sir.
You got this concept?
So could please repeat it once, like.
So this is the whole list. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So by default, if you check the type of this list, it will be list only, because in right side its value is list, right? Type is list. So by default, whatever the value we will store into first
List.
X, and it will be like this is a for loop. We have used the for loop earlier, right? So what it do? From for loop, it will take h, it will store into x. Okay. Then again, it will take e, store into x in a list format. If you see h, e, l, l, o, w, o, r, l, d. Okay. So this is a normal for loop. It will work as a for loop. It will pick the value. Here it will, we can say, like h, it will print, then it will take the next value, e, it will print, like l, it will print, and first it will store, then it will print at the end. Okay, so like that, if you see, this for loop will keep going until d, and at the end, this loop is completed, so this value will be in the list which we are printing here. Now clear?
Clear, sir. Okay, now clear.
So this is a list comprehension. We'll see bit of more complex scenario. Square of all the numbers in range and convert into list. Okay, so this is the same for loop. Okay, we are doing a square of it and we will print it. So x in range, so this is the for loop, like range function, it will generate till how many value it holds. It's this.
Yes, sir. Up to 4, sir.
Correct. So 5 times this loop will work. So it will run the loop. It will first take the 0. So 0 value will be 0 only. Then 1, square root of 1 will be 1. Then 2, square root of 2 will be 2 into 2, 4. Like that it will work. Okay. So when we print, see here, in a result 0, 1, 4, 9, 16. So this comprehension concept is clear to you now.
Yes, sir. It is clear now.
So this is a simple loop, like if we go in a normal term, we have to write multiple lines of code, then we will be able to get this result, right? But
Yes,
this,
sir.
but in this way, we are able to write all the logic in one line and it will work for us. Now the same way we will look for if statement here. These are all list comprehension. So this is my for loop. Okay, range is 5, so it will go till 4. And after that, it will check the condition. What is the condition? If x mod 2 equal to 0, so we are checking for even. So whatever it will come, it will store into x. Okay, 0 to 4. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Uh, you can split these lines into uh, means into multiple lines to make it understandable, but you can write in one line. So this is a for loop, like we write for loop, then inside for loop we would have a condition based on what it should print. So this is a for loop, then it will go and check the condition, and whatever the result will come, it will store into x and in this list format. Due to that, we are getting a result in list. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now nested list comprehension. List inside list. Okay, so this is our end result, means where our value will calculate the value of x and store into x. So this is a whole for loop. Okay, you are getting for x in this. Okay, so this is a loop inside loop, we can say. Now after that, this is the value, same inside. So if you see, this is the main result, then this is again a for loop. So first insider, this will go in, it will go and complete the insider loop, it will come out, it will print the value, then go for the next iteration. You are able to understand this concept?
Yes, sir. It's a nested for loop. But, sir, what will we do? what would be the output?
Yeah, let me print it. Okay, so you will be able to identify. See, this is the output 0, 1, 16, 81, 256, 625, 1296, like that. Okay, so how it is calculating? So let's break into small pieces. So here, what it will do, it will first do the square of whatever the value of x is, right?
Yes. Okay.
So here we are using a range. So range, what it will do, it will start from 0, it will go till
9.
9. Okay, so here if you see 3, 3, 3, 10 values are there, so 0 to 9. So first for loop will, when it will run, it will pick the 0. So by default 0 square 0, and here also 0 square 0, right? Second time 1 will be the same. Square of 1 is 1, square of 1 is 1. Then come to the next part, 2. So square of 2 will be 4, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and for this for loop, this is a whole list. Okay, so from this list, 0, 1 is done. Now 2. 2 will come to this here. Okay, so here 2 square is 4 and 4 square is 16. Clear?
Yes, sir. Now
Okay,
it is clear.
now again 3 square is 9, and when, because this is a whole list now, I am just taking one directly. First it will complete this loop, then after that this loop will start. So 3 square is 9, and here 9 square is 81. Similarly, 4 square is 64, and 64 square is 256. Similar like that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now you got this list, nested list comprehension concept.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I got.
Now we'll see the method. So methods are especially functions built in objects. Okay. So like we saw the range function, sometimes we call a function, sometimes we call a method. So both are interrelated. So method perform specific actions on an object and can also take argument just like function. Okay. Syntax of method objects like uh, object, whatever the object, then method, and inside that you can have a number of argument. So this is a syntax, we can say. Till here clear?
Yes, sir.
We have already used it, maybe we are not recollecting. So if we see the method on list, so here we have a list value, and let me print this list. Enter the same as it is. Now we'll look for some methods. So there are many which we have used it, but we'll see something like is append method we have already saw, right? Count method,
Yes, sir.
add method, insert, pop we saw, remove, reverse we saw, sort we saw. So like that, there are many methods built in, and inside that, if you see, now I am just giving a small one. In this list, I want to append the value 6, and let me run. So see, at end 6 is added, correct?
Yes, sir.
So these are built-in methods. There are many more, but majorly some common one I have picked it. Okay. Till
Okay.
here everything clear to you?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So we'll move for next. Functions. You have applied the functions in your exercise example as well, but I will explain you a bit in deep. In a function, you have not started the recording.
Yes, sir. It started.
Okay.
The recording started.
Okay. In a function, we groups together a set of statements or instructions so they can run more than once. Okay, so what happens, like uh, if we have to run the same code again and again, instead of writing a same code line by line multiple times, what we can do the same code in a function, and we can directly call the function whenever required. So it will save our time, effort, and uh, processing memory also. Okay, because it have to process once and just keep it utilizing. So this can also let us specify parameters that can serve as input to the function. Okay, so before this only we saw method with the parameters or argument. Then function allow us to not have to repeatedly write the same code again and again. Okay, it's provide a reusability of a code. So sometime at fresher level, some people ask also what is the use of function? If we write a code as it is, then why we should use the function? So these are the small thing. Majorly we use it for reusability purpose. So we can reuse the same code again and again. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In Python, if you have to create a function, you have to use a def keyword. Creating a function using def keyword in Python. So this is a simple function which we are trying to create. Def function 1. This is our symbol, and it should be the colon followed by print hello world. So if we run this, will it run?
No, sir. We have to call that function.
Okay. So here we declared the function only, we are not calling it. Okay. Then calling a function. For calling a function, what we can do? Name the function as it is. So here my function worked hello world. So this how we can create a function and how we can call a function. It is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Now function with parameters. So this is a function. We'll look for function with parameter. Defining function. So this is my function 2. Here is my name parameter, and inside it we are printing this. So when we will call this function, so what we have to do?
Yeah, we
We
have to just pass the parameter. Huh?
have to put the name. Okay, whatever. Something looks missing. Okay, run it. So hello Cecile. If you provide something else, hello Siddhesh. So this is the function with parameter. Then function using return function, return keyword. Function using return. Return allows a function to return a result that can be stored as a variable. Okay, you are getting this statement. Maybe you heard something like somewhere when we use a function, we use a return keyword. Why we use a return keyword even if we can print it?
So could you please tell that again?
Okay, explain you. In at the start level in interview also sometimes they ask. Okay, so what happens in earlier examples we saw instead of return we were directly printing it, correct?
Yes, sir.
So this is our function do addition, two parameters, and what this function is doing, it is just returning a whatever the result is. So we use the return. In earlier function we didn't use the return, right?
Yes, sir.
This function on it. So is it returning anything
No,
with
sir.
output? But if I do variable assignment and print it, now it is printing it.
Yes, sir.
So you got this return advantage. What is the use of return?
Yeah.
So whatever the value our function will return, we can store that value into some of the variable. Clear?
So means my question is, other than return, can we also use that print with a means formatting string? Is it also okay?
This one you are trying.
Yeah, f string we can say, or else with that means no f string needed.
Mhm. Like this, you are trying to say. Right?
Yes, sir.
Let me. So here it printed this one. Okay. At A, uh, it printed none. Got it?
Yes, sir. But
So because here we given the print statement inside the function and here we pass the function. So what it did, it only printed once. Okay, so if you see the value of A and if I print it many times, I will be able to do. But every time I have to call the function if I have to print it again, right? And I am not able to store its value into any of the variable, right?
yes, sir.
So that is the one of the use like you can do a return, will be able to print it. Okay, you got the advantage of using return
Yes,
keyword.
sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yeah.
So this is the use of return. So in the same situation, what will happen if we input two string? Here we provided the digit and here our function doing the addition of two digits, right? What will happen if we do pass the string instead of integer? What will happen?
Sir, it will concatenate. No, like 4, 5 will be attached.
Let me run. Okay, so why it is concatenating instead of addition?
Um, so actually means we are not performing any operations on that. Plus we are just like in return statement we are just passing the num one plus no. So the plus is an operator no, like assignment. Sorry, not
Concatenation.
assignment.
Yeah, so in Python that is the one of the advantage you can say or disadvantage, both we can say like the variable data type is calculated based on its result or assigned value. Okay, so if we assign integer, its data type will be integer. If we assign a string, its data type will be string. Okay, due to
Okay.
that it is concatenating. Here we have not declared the data type, right? If you see in Java, we have to declare the data type and those data types only hold similar kind of values only, right? But here for the same variable, we are assigning multiple data types, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the difference between return and print? We saw here. Just try to recollect those concept. What's the difference?
So we can say like the prints, the main difference between we can say like the print is mostly used to uh, what like we can say like a print any statement or else take a input from a particular users we can say, and the return statement is mostly used in functions and we can we can display that return statement multiple times by storing it into the variable.
So here is the one definition. Return keywords allow us to actually save the result of output of a function as a variable. Okay. And print function simply display the output to you but does not allow us to save it for future use. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we'll see the difference. So this is a print. Simply we will call this. Home it printed, right? One time 79. Now same thing we'll do with return now. Okay, it's calling the same function. Wait. We have to store here and print it. Then it will print. So you got a difference. Here is one print, here is one return.
Yes, got it.
So here is one statement like if we actually want to save this result for later use, then use return. Okay. And type function we already know. What could be the type? Type will be integer only because value is integer. So even an odd example we saw, now here we'll see check if number is even or not using function. How we can do this?
Yes, sir.
So here is a one statement, check if number is even or not using function. So here is function is even. Here we are providing a parameter and inside it we are checking that the value which is passed as a parameter is even or not, and we will print it. Okay, we have to store into this and we will print it. False, it is printing as false because it is even or odd, and 3 is not odd
Odd
number.
number.
Let's give a 4. It is returning true because 4 is a even number. So this is just a 2 line of code. So this is clear to you.
Yes, sir, it is clear.
Similarly, we have another scenario where we will check if any number in a list is even or not using function. Okay, earlier we checked just for a single one, now we will check it for whole list. So here we have a function check underscore even underscore list, and here we are providing as a one parameter, but this one parameter will be treated as a list of number and go through each number. So for that we have a for loop, and inside for loop we have if and else condition. Okay, so for number from this list it will pick the one number. Once we get a hit on an even number we return true. So here if condition is there inside it, it will check the number which is on a list is even, it will return true. Otherwise do nothing anything. If it is not even, we will not do anything. In else part we have just passing for the next iteration Notice the indentation. This ensures we run through the entire for loop. Okay, so if you see, we are maintaining the indentation inside if else notice, and this return is on for loop, means it is on we can say function, so it will return false. Now we will call this function and print also. It return true. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now call the same function with different set of values. Instead of this, let me this one only and print. Try to print. You are getting a difference? No, yes. I'm keep changing these values.
Yeah, but sir, why it is printing true?
Okay. So what our condition is? See, from whole list, what it will do? It will go through whole list one by one in a for loop. Okay. And here, what value we are returning? If it found there is a any even number, then it will return true. And if it is not even, it will do nothing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And at the end, if it not found any even number, so what it will return? It will return false. Got the
Okay.
difference?
Yes, sir. Now I understood.
You can modify the logic as per your requirement, but this example is showing in that way only. So here we are passing a list. If you see here, I provided 9 and run it. What it is returning? False. All the, but here also if I provide, let's say 6, what it will return?
True.
Got a difference?
Yes, sir.
Because our logic only looking for even number and holding it. So this return will, what it will do? It will return value to this definition, this function. Okay. And if it is not satisfying this value, then at the end it will return false.
Got it, sir.
Now we have a same related one, but with different logic. Return all even number in a list. Okay. So if it is a list holding multiple combination of even and odd, so it will return only even number in a list. Okay. So we have this same name, check even list, num list. First we are declared a empty list, then go through each number from list. So this is a number, this will pick from this list. Once we get a hit on even number, we append the even number. So here we are checking the number which is picked from the list, it is even or not. If it is even, so we will keep appending the value into blank list. Okay. And on the else part we are doing nothing, we are just holding if it is even number in a list, and at the end we are returning even numbers. So this list will return by this function. Let me print directly here, run it. So see 246. So we are passing list as a parameter to the function, and it is checking only even number and holding it into the blank list, and at the end it is printing a result. This is clear.
Yes, sir, it is clear.
Now function with tuples. So we saw the function with list. Now we'll saw function with tuples. We have this variable work hours, and inside it, if you see inside list, we have a tuple combination of three items: Abby, Billy, Cassie. The employees of a month function will return both the name and number of hours worked for the top performer just by the number of hours worked. So with example, you will be able to see. Okay, so here we have a function name as employee underscore check. Work underscore hour is a parameter, and this parameter will be a like combination of list and tuple. So some set some max value to initially bit like 0 hours. So we have set current underscore max variable as 0. So first when this will start, it will identify initial value is 0. Then set some empty value before the loop. So we have set here counter and hours, and here employee of the month. So initially there is no employee which is the best performer, so we have set as a empty. Now it will go into loop. So employee hours. So here if you see, this is employee, this is the hours, so that is a tuple value from work hours. So it will check if hour is greater than current max, then current max equal to hours. This is a logic you can build as per your requirement. The employee of the month will be first employed, otherwise it will pass, and at the end what it is going to return, employee of the month means employee name, and current max means this hour. Okay, we run this function. So AB is 1000 hours. So you are getting this statement now. The employee of the month function will return both the name and number. Okay, this name and number it will return for the top performer. So from all these three employees, if you see who has worked more hours, so that will be the top performance just by the number of hours worked. So they have worked 1000 hours, they worked 400, they have worked 800. If you make it like this 8000 and run the code, it will print Cassie 8000 hours. Clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
Logic, maybe it takes time to understand it. Okay, so you can change the logic as per your wish. So how it is checking, what we are doing first, we are checking hour is greater than current max. So initially current max is 0. So obviously hour will be more, right? Then to current max we are assigning hours. So here suppose first one is 1000. So first time value current max will be 1000, and corresponding employee will be Abby. Next iteration, it will pick this Billy 400 hours. So when it will check, hours is 400, but correct current max is 1000 because initially it assigned to 1000. So it will not satisfy this condition, it will pass. Third time when it will come, it will check 1000 hours is 8000, which is max than current max, which is 1000. So it will go assign this value and respective employee, and it will hold this value into this. Now this logic is clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the example of function with tuples and list. Till here, any doubt, any question to you?
No, sir.
Okay, let me share you the exercise also. I have shared the exercise till where? Files?
Just
Hello. While loop, built-in functions, random init, I think I have not shared. Grade 1 I have shared, right? If else statement for loop. Correct?
so actually, the last question is the number guessing game.
Last question is number guessing game.
Yeah, that while loop built-in functions.
Guess counter. Game over, correct? Number guessing game.
Yes, sir.
Write a program that implements the above steps and allow the user to play the number guessing game. Okay. So that was a random thing. Okay, list comprehension and method I will share. So in a chat I am pasting. Okay. That list one I have shared. Then next one is function. Function I have shared. Okay, till function, let's keep it. Another one is lambda expression. So these two assignment, uh, let me read it for you. The latest assignment for function, what it is for area calculator. Write a program that calculates the area of different shapes, rectangle, triangle, and circle. The program should use functions to perform the area calculations based on user input. So whatever the user will input the data, based on that it will calculate. So implement the following task in your program. First one, define a function rectangle underscore area that takes the length and width of a rectangle as a parameter and return the area of rectangle. Similarly for area of triangle, base height parameter and return the area of triangle, and area of circle also radius of circle and return the area of circle. Fourth point, prompt the user to choose a shape like rectangle, triangle or circle depending on the user's choice. Prompt for the necessary dimensions like length and width for a rectangle, base and height for triangle or radius for circle. Call the appropriate functions based on the user's choice and display the calculated area. Write a program that allows the user to choose a shape, enter the necessary dimensions, and calculate and display the area of a chosen shape. So this is clear.
Yes, sir. Clear.
And similarly for list comprehensions and methods. So that is a list manipulations. Write a program that perform various operations on list using list comprehensions and list methods. Implement the following like create a list numbers containing the integer from 1 to 10 inclusive using a list comprehension. Okay, so here you have to use a list comprehension. Print the original list of numbers. Third point is create a new list squared underscore numbers that contains the square of each number in numbers list using a list comprehension. Then print the list of squared numbers. Fifth point is create a new list even underscore numbers that contains only the even number from the numbers list using a list comprehension and the modules operator like mod operator. Print the list of even numbers. Then seventh, use the append method to add the number 11 to the end of the numbers list. Then print the updated list of numbers. 9 point, use the insert method to insert the number 0 at the beginning of the numbers list. Then print the updated list of numbers. Then 11th point is use the remove method to remove the number 5 from numbered list. Print the updated list of numbers. Write a program that performs the above task on a list using list comprehension and list methods. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt, any question till here?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So, for this exercise, it is taking more time to you or it is fine?
No, sir. It is fine.
Okay. Because initially it will take effort, but once you are handy, it will be easy for you to write a complex program as well.
Yes, sir. I will try first. If I got
Okay.
stuck, I will like message you once or
Sure,
else
sure.
tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.